Titles for men's and mixed netball coming to you live from the Gold Coast Sports and Leisure Centre. This is an exciting event for us as it's the first time we are live streaming men's and mixed netball to a worldwide audience. We're also proud to announce that the coverage of this tournament is possible through the major sponsorship of Game Clothing. Throughout this coverage, we will be covering 45 games over the last 4 days of competition, including all grand finals, 14 semi and preliminary finals, plus 24 regular round robin games. All grades will be featured. These games will be broadcast over 2 channels. Show Court 1 will feature open men's, open mixed and under 23 divisions, and Show Court 3 will feature reserve men's, reserve mixed, under 20 and under 17 divisions. All the details of the games, times and commentators will be available on the AMNA website at www.ammna.com.au and click on the live streaming link to see us. To start our coverage today, we have a round 5 match between the 3rd place Queensland Suns and the 8th place Tasmanian Titans in the men's reserve division. My name is Riley Richardson, and joining me today in coverage is Megan Walker, captain of the Australian Defence Force mixed netball team. Megan, welcome to our coverage, and it's an honour to have you here and on such a special day for men's and mixed netball in our country.
Thanks, Riley. It is a very special day for men's and mixed netball here in Australia, and I'm very excited to be here and be a part of it.
Absolutely. It's great to have you here. It's quite difficult to gauge who is going to win this game. Queensland do sit with 4 wins and 2 losses at 3rd place on the ladder, and Tasmania are hungry for their first win. What are your thoughts?
They do. Queensland are sitting quite nice on the ladder with Tasmania coming in the 8th. However, everyone loves an underdog, and I'm from Tasmania, so I have a little soft spot for Tasmania here today.
A little bit of green in the heart there for the Titans.
A little bit of green, mate. A little bit of green.
Okay, it should be a close game, hopefully. We're just waiting on our umpires to do the toss and the players to finish the warm-up. Can we leave?
Mm-hmm.
Should we go? For one of us to run a timer for the last 3 minutes, so we can tell the crowd what's going on or how much time's left.
We're about to come back on live. We need the running sheet. We need the score sheet to announce the team, like as in we can announce the teams.
And Tasmania has won the toss and
We're back on. We're back on.
Okay, Megan, do you want to take us through the starting lineups for today?
Certainly can, Riley. So for Queensland, a goal shooter, we're currently with Joel Wise. Goal attack, Mick Ward. Wing attack, Mason Charrington. At centre, we have Ray. Can't quite pronounce that name there.
Looks like Campillo
does
to me.
Look like Campillo.
So
yes,
we really
it does.
need him to turn around and show us what's on the back of his shirt.
We do. At wing defence, we have Jonathan Jagger. At goal defence, we have Kapara White. And at goalkeeper, we have Joshua Lacer.
Yes.
However, obviously, we've got some fantastic substitutes sitting on the bench that will hopefully get a period on the court. They are Cameron Davidson, Darren Gillespie, Patrick Griffin, Laney Miller, and Brian Williamson.
Fantastic. And for Tasmania, we have Joel Dean starting at goal shooter, Dean Stubbs at goal attack, Mark Griggs at wing attack, Taylor Smithhurst in the Alex Beswick at wing, Matthew Murfitt at goal defence, and Kyle Chappell rounding out the 7 at goalkeeper. Substitutes Nick Maxwell, Ty Liatua, Shane Free and Robert Talbot during the game as well.
Both teams are going through their final preparations for warm-up before they take the court.
Our umpires for today are Sean Steele and Kylie Pearce, with Stuart Ting reserving.
Riley, did you know that AMA actually started back in 1985 in Melbourne?
That I didn't, Megan.
And since then, we've had a number of titles ranging all around Australia in wonderful locations. So it's been fantastic.
Just one open division to start with, and now we have have 7 divisions currently. So it's some progress in men's netball and some more state involvement. Tasmania and the Australian both recently made their comebacks to men's and mixed netball in the championships. So it's fantastic.
Absolutely, I agree. And obviously back in 1990, that's when they started to include 21 and unders and 17 unders. So it's a great platform for young players to step through up and through the coming years into the Open League.
Absolutely. And more we're seeing that some of the major states, including New South Wales, Victoria and Queensland, are taking players all the way up their pathway from 17s into open level.
Yeah, absolutely. Coaches just having their final chats with the teams before they take to the court. And there's the whistle.
Yes.
Players will do their final hurrahs and then take to the court.
So looking at Tasmania, we do see quite a shorter team, which often means that they're quite agile and great on the vertical. So hopefully we see some entertaining athleticism in this match.
Absolutely. Both teams are actually quite evenly matched in the height department.
Absolutely. Preparation begins early, lots of footwork.
Right now, they're mentally preparing themselves, ready for the start of the match. And we're away. No, wait, we have a slight issue. The whistle seems to have been broken for the umpires, so we're just changing the whistle out.
That's all right. Lucky this umpire's come prepared.
Absolutely. There's always action on and off the court, Riley.
That's right. Running through a few diagnostic tests there, and we'll be ready to go shortly.
And we're back.
And a stepping call for Tasmania. Ward, Charrington fumbles. Lucky to recover the ball there, Queensland. Second fumble for Charrington. Picks this one up.
Both teams seem to have started with a little bit of nerves, but once they get the ball and a few shots in the ring, I'm sure those nerves will subside.
Absolutely. And nice feed from Ward to Wise. Can't finish the shot. Charrington takes the crumbs. Ward's very balanced. And Tasmania come away with the rebound. Good transition play. Murfitt sends the ball a little bit too wide. Recovered well by Ben. Griggs to Smithhurst. And some nice defense there. A nice take there from the goal to Queensland. Stepping, or footwork been costly for both teams this early in the match.
Good drive through the baseline there from the goal attack from Tasmania,
And
and
Tasmania
we've finally got a
convert.
score on the board.
Campillo to Charrington. And Wise mistimes the feed, and Tasmania turn over the ball yet again. Nice drive. Dean Stubbs to Griggs. Good pressure from Queensland, keeping them off the circle, and Kapara White takes that one away. Campillo to Logan. Queensland finding the ball on the circle, and a nice front cut there from Ward. And Queensland register their first score.
That'll hopefully settle the nerves there, Riley, for
I
Queensland.
hope so. That's it. Often the first one on the board will do so. The nice tip from Jagger, but picked up by the Tasmanian shooter in Joel Dean. Stubbs from mid-range. Beautiful shooting.
This is the second year Tasmania's participated in
I
AMRA, isn't it,
believe,
Riley?
yes.
Yeah.
They made their
Wonderful.
return.
Wonderful for their state.
Absolutely.
At this stage, they're only providing a men's, I
Yes.
believe, a men's team.
men's-
So
a
hopefully,
men's
with any
reserve
luck,
team.
they could get a mixed team happening, and they can represent better at next
Absolute-
year's carnival.
Absolutely. We'd love more participation from all states. And another fumble. Charrington picks up the crumbs, and Queensland move into offense again. Nice circle transition ball there from Queensland, finding Wise at the top, nice and close to the post. Can't quite capitalise. Picked up by Tasmania. Alex Beswick coming up with the goods there.
Obstruction call
an
there.
obstruction call outside the circle could prove costly here for Queensland. As quick hands there, it results in a Tasmania goal. Oh, and a misfeed there. And again, footwork proving costly for Tasmania. 3 steps so far. Queensland need to capitalise on this. A nice feed off the circle from Campillo to finds Wise, nice and close to the post again. Wise makes no mistake with it. And well read there by Joshua Logan. Nice drive from Jagger. Charrington. Tasmania holding them nice and high at the moment, keeping them in the centre third.
The
Again,
defensive pressure from Tasmania actually has been quite good.
fantastic. One-on-one defence, not giving them much trouble. And the touch of Swick, Charrington picks up. A nice pick there from Mason Charrington results in a Queensland goal. And their first break of centre pass. Ward to Campillo. Again, Tasmanian pressure forcing them to work for 2.5 seconds. Again, a nice feed on Wise near the post and converts. Queensland take the break, 5-3. A nice feed off the circle to Joel Dean. Can't quite close the shot, but picks up the crumbs. May just get a refeed there from Mark Griggs. Should make no mistake on this one. Again,
Basic errors are letting both teams down at the moment.
Bit of a comedy of errors there in the last 10 seconds. Hopefully Queensland can use this possession to steady it.
And it's back to Tasmania. Hopefully, let's work through a transition to see if we can get a score on the board.
Both teams having a really hard time getting the ball into the goal third at the moment. As I say, some great defensive pressure from both sides.
They are, Riley. Both teams are struggling in the mid-court area to push it through into their shooters. Absolutely.
Nice hit at the top of the circle for Griggs. To Smithhurst in the pocket. Some well-established space there from Joel Dean. Tasmania unable to close from near the post again. Results in a Queensland turnover. Another footwork call, just that carry on step as they landing on the same foot that they've taken off on. Stubbs, Griggs again at the top of the circle. Finding great position there. Nice touch from Campillo, obstruction call. Stubbs draws the contact, goes for the mid-range shot. Tasmania need to start converting these penalties if they want to stay competitive in this game. They're having a lot of opportunity under the post, and a misfeed between shooters there results in a Queensland possession again. Good pressure. It'll be a Queensland throw-in. Bringing the ball back into the middle channel and then across court. Ward covering a lot of ground to get both of those balls just then. Wise with the baseline cut. Nice overhead pass from Campillo to Ward at the post. And Queensland converting. It's a break of centre there. Not that Tasmania aren't having their opportunities. They're getting a lot of ball near the post, but aren't making the delivery.
No, and unfortunately, you can't get ahead in the game unless you convert those goals.
As they say, the team that scores the most goals wins.
That's right, Riley.
And again, Tasmania losing possession and Queensland coming up with the throw-in.
Oh.
A solid take there from Jagger under pressure. A quick refeed from Wise there to get just that bit closer. We'll call that one a pass. Ward manages to rebound his own ball there.
Every shooter calls that a pass there, Riley.
That's it. Lots of goal assists. Queensland breaking Tasmania again. Some better contest there from Tasmania. Coming around the body nicely. A nice defensive tip there from Matthew Murfitt. And an offside call at the top of the circle for Queensland. Nice quick refeed there from Joel Wise. And a pass off to Mick Ward at goal attack.
Tasmania is finding it very hard to transition into their shooters right now. The pressure from Queensland is quite good.
Joel Dean redeems himself. Nice little step into the post there. And a nice change of direction there from Mick Ward. And a deserving goal for Queensland. This Queensland zone locking everything in at the moment. And some poor footwork again.
The zones are good to play, Riley, throughout the court. It doesn't have to be a certain area to play a zone, and they actually put on a lot of pressure for the opposition.
Absolutely. As I say, and it's fundamental that everyone gets involved in the zone, all 6 players working together then beautifully to force a turnover. Fortunately, a stepping call has resulted in the ball coming back to Tasmania.
Let's see if they can convert it here,
That's
Riley.
right. Nice touch from Kapara White there. Tasmania throwing inside the circle. Lots of tussle between Campillo and Smithhurst around the outside there.
That's a nice little matchup that's developing right there, Riley.
Absolutely.
With the 2 centres.
2 pocket rockets. Lots of pace to burn, though, between the 2 of them. And certainly no love lost.
No, definitely no love lost there.
Umpire Sean Steele clearing it up. No more of that, thanks. And Dean converts.
Tasmania still hanging on strong, even though they're making a lot of minor mistakes. However, they're still there on the scoreboard.
Absolutely. Oh. A defeat to nowhere results in a Queensland pickup. Campillo at the top of the circle, a nice link to Ward, front and centre. Makes no mistake.
Tasmania seem to be struggling through the drives coming through, the transitioning from defence through the centre court, then onto your shooters. That's where they're probably an area that they need to work on.
Absolutely. Just not finding that second phase once a turnover is scored. Lovely pick up from Kapara White there. Where the Queensland can capitalise one last goal here. And a misfeed results in a Tasmanian ball on the goal line. Pressure from Wise. Charrington finds Wise under the post.
Again, struggling with the options coming out of defence, Tasmania.
Absolutely. So another break in centre there for Queensland, putting them 3 breaks ahead. They'll be looking to convert this one. Oh, little
pass.
Rugby pass there from the side. Getting the ball to post right on time. Giving us a quarter time score of Queensland 12, playing Tasmania 6.
Good. Glad you're doing all the running commentary.
Shave it up!
And welcome back to the 33rd Annual Men's and Mixed Netball Nationals. We are live streaming. This is our first day of live streaming ever. I'm joined by Megan Walker, the Australian Defence Force Mixed Netball Team Captain, and we're watching Queensland versus Tasmania in the Reserve Division. Queensland has taken a commanding lead 12-6. Megan, what do you think Tasmania needs to improve on?
Tasmania, unfortunately, to improve on their coming out of defence. They seem to be struggling with the transition through the defence and through the centre court, and
Absolutely.
then transitioning on to the goalies. Those goalies, however, need to be able to convert. They've had a number of times in that quarter that they could have actually matched it, and the scoreboard would have been reflective of a more even game.
Absolutely. Had a lot of close range opportunities that weren't converted, unfortunately. So Tasmania are also hungry for their first win in this competition, so hopefully they can stick with this Queensland team and keep it interesting.
Absolutely. Have some changes being made currently to Queensland. We will see you got the shooting combination swap. So Wise will move back to goal attack, and Ward will move back to goal shooter.
Be interesting to see how this works for this team. They both quite tall, quite athletic shooters. Whether it'll result in a change in combination was actually quite effective in the first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's quite handy when you have both being versatile players to be able to switch like that.
Absolutely. We've also seen a swap in the defensive pairing with Joshua Logan going back to goalkeeper and Kapara White coming out to goal defence.
Tassie, there's no change this quarter. They're going keeping the same starting 7.
But they'll be looking to build, of course. The first centre pass always helps.
Let's see if we can do that, Riley.
And again, that Queensland zone, very effective. Great communication. And a great read from Logan. Oh, probably stiff not to get the obstruction call there. But recovers the ball yet again. And Davidson has been injected into the game. Cameron Davidson coming on at centre. Queensland wasting no time on the penalty there. Ward rebounding his own shot. Penalty's been given away. And it'll be Wise converting for Queensland. All right, so an early break from Queensland, stretching the lead further to 7 goals. And Ward sitting alone at the post.
Nice visual there from the centre.
Absolutely. All right, in this second phase where Tasmania's running into trouble and a held ball. Great pressure there from the Queensland team.
Tassie really needs to work on how to work through that zone.
That's right, absolutely. Nice touch there from Smithhurst. Charrington with the refeed. And Davidson, nice little ball over to Ward. And a double break to start the quarter. Queensland will look to keep building this lead and stretching it as far as possible. Oh, Charrington under pressure finds Wise, who then finds Ward at the post. Nice goaler-to-goaler combo. Good challenge from Kyle Chappell there. Unfortunately draws the attention of the umpire as well.
Nice feed in from Griggs.
Absolutely. Pressure shot here for Dean. Comes over the top and well positioned by Logan to grab the rebound there.
Like I mentioned earlier, those goals need to be converted for Tassie to step forward and take over on this game.
Absolutely. Tasmania aren't getting as many opportunities as Queensland at the moment. They really need to make sure they do convert the ones they get.
As you can see, Queensland setting up that zone.
That's right.
A lot of talk within that zone.
Absolutely.
It also creates a lot of unnerving
That's right.
bodies for Tasmania.
So Beswick does the right thing there and punches through the middle, drawing people in and providing some space behind him as well.
Fantastic where they're going to break through, and
good touch
hopefully
from
we can
Logan.
get actually a conversion.
Absolutely.
And we're going
and
to.
Stubbs converts.
Excellent. Good work, Tasmania. Like I said, soft spot for the underdog, Charlie. Soft spot for the underdog.
Absolutely. So they've really put themselves in the underdog position at the moment, 10 goals behind, and great pressure there. Unlucky not to get the held ball.
Oh, pushing off.
And the shooter push-off contact. So it's another Queensland turnover. Joshua Logan having a field day back there. Lots of intercepts and rebounds this quarter.
Absolutely. The driving coming from Charrington as well on and off the circle has
Absolutely.
also provided that support to the
Absolutely.
shooters.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, however,
So a breaking
Minor
call
error
on
with
doing some of
breaking.
that hard work. Smithhurst balances. Oh, and again, lots of stagnant play from Tasmania. No one punching through this zone.
along with the hesitation on that pass, Riley.
Yes, and so they're unwilling to give that first face. And wing attack Mark Griggs has been called for the offensive contact there, just trying to punch through to hit the circle, but also causing contact with that front arm. Ward to Wise. So they're looking for that goal-to-goal combo, and it's working very effectively.
Very effectively. They, I believe they've been playing for quite some time together as a pairing.
Yes. Ward, third bite at the cherry there. Makes no mistake this time. And Griggs, and again, everyone leading away from the ball. Smithhurst cutting back, providing an opportunity. Well, bit of a contest there, but a Queensland throw in.
Tassie are forcing the ball in there, Riley. Unfortunately, they can't do that.
Absolutely.
Not with this defensive combo that
No.
Queensland have provided.
Absolutely. And Queensland matches them quite well for height, so if they're not set up well, the aerial ball's not going to prove it any good.
Absolutely. There's no team, neither Tasmania or Queensland have the height advantage here. They're very even, so therefore they should be able to match it with each other.
Absolutely. Charrington again. And Queensland just rotating that ball beautifully, being very patient with it, finding lots of room for possession outside the circle. And Wise receiving the ball at post and extending Queensland's lead to 14 goals. So this quarter we've seen 9 goals to 1. Queensland are really starting to show their dominance.
Yeah. Unfortunately, pushing through goal attack will
That's right.
result in attention from the umpire.
Another offensive contact for Tasmania. And Wise, a bit flashy, but makes no mistake executing. Oh, and a nice pick up there from Matthew Murfitt for the Tasmanian Titans. But again, that transition ball picked off by Queensland defence. Queensland appearing very relaxed with the ball now. You can see that they're very comfortable. Just a quick
And time change.
Time
Time has been
stop.
called.
and Taylor Smithhurst coming to the bench. Nick Maxwell coming on at wing attack, pushing Mark Griggs out to centre. And Davidson driving nicely to hit top of the circle.
Yeah, the drives coming from the centre court hitting that circle pretty much have been spot on.
Absolutely. And a better transition there. Joel Dean coming out of the circle and providing an option. Mid-range shot.
Absolutely.
Wonderful from Dean Stubbs there. That's a break for Tasmania. They'll be looking to capitalise on their own centre pass here.
Plays like that is what we need to see more of
Absolutely.
from Tasmania.
So the active goal shooter may be the answer for Tasmania here. Oh, good take from Maxwell.
Drag.
Finds Reeve, sorry.
Nice defensive pressure there from the goalkeeper from Tasmania.
Yes, from the Titans. But again, finding it hard to punch through this zone. Lots of cross-court options. Finally, a drive through the middle there from Dean Stubbs.
And a nice feed from Maxwell.
Nice one off the circle, just finding Queensland with their eyes down there.
Hopefully this change of the wing attack might actually bring on some better flow through that attacking end for Tasmania.
Hopefully some more scoreboard pressure from the Titans. Wise undoing that hard work in just seconds. Queensland moving the ball very quickly from their centre pass. And a nice read there from Charrington. And a misfeed from Ward there, swallowed by Murfitt. And Tasmania bringing it back to the middle channel.
Again through the zone.
Much clearer. And despite not getting it down the end there, that was a much better transition. Tasmania stopped being forced to the pocket there and started utilising the middle channel, providing more options for them.
Yeah, absolutely, Riley. And in Queensland defence, the time frame for them to set up their zone from the transition from Tasmania's, from their attack end was exceptional.
Absolutely. Been very quick off the mark today, and it's showing on the scoreboard. And a miss from Stubbs forces a turnover. Some good defensive pressure there. Joel Dean converts. And Tasmania hitting double digits, getting their 10th goal on the board. And Charrington coming off with Campillo coming on at wing attack. Campillo coming on at wing attack for Mason Charrington. And Ward nice and close to the post, draws the obstruction. And puts on their 24th goal for the game. A nice touch from Wise, picked up by Ward. Campillo at the top of the circle.
The defensive pressure here from Queensland is creating a lot of turmoil for Tasmania.
So more so they're converting their turnovers, but not this one. A stepping call for Ward. Tasmania finds Griggs. So and a misfeed from Beswick. Picked up by Dean though.
Good support there by Dean.
Absolutely. And another misfeed, picked up by Logan.
Unfortunately, Tasmania is struggling because they're not very decisive on which pass to use and who to
Absolutely.
pass it to.
So, and you can see the visible frustration on the players out there now. So some of them are tired, and because it's not working, they're dropping their heads, which will only potentially worsen things. So they need to make sure that their attitude stays positive.
Absolutely.
And a replay ball there. Tasmania look to quickly get there before the zone set up, and it's very effective for them. And the carry on call. Nice read. Nice read there from Stubbs. So Maxwell to Dean. Comes up with the score for Tasmania. Well balanced from Wise. Rebounds his own shot. and scores. Dying stages of the quarter, Tasmania need to save face here and convert some. And a step-on pass from Maxwell gets picked up very easily by Joshua Logan.
Forcing the play is not going to get them anywhere. They need to work on short, sharp delivery and coming towards the ball.
Absolutely. Maxwell again. This one comes off the post. And Dean under the ring to score. Just for our viewers at home, the clock is stopping at 3 minutes on your screens. And we will endeavour in future games to make sure that we keep you up to date with what time it is, particularly in crunch games such as the finals. Nice pick up from Murfitt to Beswick. Maxwell, Griggs. A nice touch there from Jagger, just slowing the play down, allowing Queensland time to set up a defensive structure. A nice little refeed there, just inching closer to the post. And a score for Tasmania.
That was better play by Tasmania.
Absolutely. Much more patient with the ball. So, an ambitious pass over two defenders there.
Yeah, again, forcing it in.
Absolutely. So Tasmania are converting a lot when they're actually working the ball to circle and making sure that pass is nice and close to their shooters and well supported.
Exactly. Basic netball wins games.
That's it. And a nice feed there from Wise to Ward. Ward establishing some beautiful front space, but rejected by Murfitt. And Beswick fumbling, replay ball. Time held in the dying seconds. Queensland will look to score one more time. And then out of court, Tasmania throw in. Umpires there allowing a lot of contest, which is fantastic for the game. It allows the players to really get involved.
Absolutely. And there's time.
And half time. Queensland extending their lead, 25 goals to 13. We'll be right back after these ads. And welcome back to the reserve men's match between Queensland Suns and Tasmanian Titans. It's half time here and Queensland are taking a commanding lead 25 to 13. I'm joined by Megan Walker, the Australian Defence Force mixed team captain. Megan, who do you think's playing well so far?
At the moment, Queensland's certainly dominating. Tasmania are lacking in the speed, the agility, and I suppose experience compared to the Queensland side.
Absolutely.
They need to work on their combinations, their drives towards the ball, and obviously working their way through that zone that Queensland are doing extremely well all throughout the court.
Absolutely. Queensland have become quite impenetrable and there's been very limited opportunities for Tasmania to score. That said, Queensland are also coming around with lots and lots of rotations. They seem to be rewarding players who are playing well with bench time even. Obviously, it's a long week, so you've got to make sure that everyone, or particularly your starting 7, are well rested for later in the week.
Absolutely. Depending on what round they're playing, they could be playing up to 10, 12 games in the rounds prior to finals. So that's a lot of games at this level, which creates a lot of pressure on players' bodies. So to be able to play for Queensland, to be able to play Tasmania and get ahead, allows the coach to be a little bit more flexible with his or her bench to be able to give those guys a bit of a break.
Certainly. And with the third quarter coming in, we see the injection of Darren Gillespie. Darren is a former Australian mixed reserves, or the Australia A team, I should say, representative back in South Africa in 2013. He'll come on to goal attack, giving Mick Ward a spell. Brian Williamson also comes off the bench into goal defence. And Kapara White will swing back to goalkeeper. And Josh Logan, who had an outstanding quarter with lots and lots of intercepts, will come off for a rest.
Yeah, so the coach of Queensland is clearly using this opportunity against Tasmania to rest some of his senior players ready for those bigger games later on in the week.
Absolutely. And it's a great position to be in from a coaching perspective, to be able to flex and allow 10, 11, 12 players to take the court.
Absolutely.
So the Tasmanian coach just running through, asking for a lot more hand over pressure down the court. So all players bibbed up. We may see some changes from the Tasmanian side here. So we've got Ty Leatua coming on at wing defence and Alex Beswick having a spell.
The only change for Tasmania. Riley, how long have you been playing AMNA for?
So this is my 8th year, or it was to be my 8th year before I managed to break my leg a month out from Nationals. So unfortunately, I won't be taking the court this year.
Yeah, it's hard. You do all this training leading up and then you incur an injury just before the actual carnival commences. Must be heartbreaking.
It was at the time, but as I say, I pretty quickly sort of realised I couldn't change it, so I'm looking forward to focusing on next year when the time comes.
Yeah, absolutely. Next year, I believe, is going to be in Sydney, or they're talking about Sydney or South Australia.
So Sydney or South Australia?
Yes.
So that's news to me, but I say we've done a lot of Sydney and we haven't had it in South Australia for a long, long time, so it might be interesting to get it back over to Adelaide.
It would definitely. Adelaide's a beautiful place, and I know the Australian Defence Force team likes to go wherever we're told. So
absolutely.
And obviously, a new opportunity to get to Adelaide would be fantastic for us.
Definitely. And Megan, I understand your team only comes together for nationals, so it must be difficult to train.
Unfortunately, yes. We once a year we hold the Australian Defence Force Netball Association Carnival.
Yes.
This year it's actually being held in Northern Territory in late September, which is very exciting. Out of that carnival, we select our Australian ladies, men's and mixed representatives for the ADF teams. Then obviously we bring the men's and the mixed here to this carnival. Unfortunately, like other states, the Defence Force only has 3 or 4 days to train prior to commencement of this carnival.
Yes.
Which is very hard, where other states have obviously had months of lead-up training.
Yes.
But we all come together, and it's the Defence Force way. We get in, we slog it out, and we give it a red-hot go.
Fantastic. That's what we love to see on court. It's giving 100% every single player. Saying what we missed was Darren Gillespie immediately injecting himself at goal attack and coming up with the first goal. So Queensland have also made a late change with Mason Charrington coming back on at centre and Cameron Davidson having a spell. Nice touch there from Kapara White.
Yeah, choice of feed there, Riley. Choice of feed there from Maxwell.
Absolutely.
Probably wasn't the right choice.
Absolutely. And Griggs finds Dean, the post. Tasmania converting, getting their first goal on nice and early in this quarter. Nice distance from Murfitt.
Yeah, good rebound by Tasmania's goalkeeper.
Absolutely. Kyle Chappell there.
One thing I think Tasmania's trying to struggle with as well, they're trying to match the speed of Queensland. They don't have the experience and the knowledge on the court to be able to match it.
Absolutely.
With the speed. Therefore, they need to play their own game, their own style of game to be competitive.
And controlling the pace of the game. Absolutely. Stubbs keeps the ball alive, but picked up by Charrington.
Yeah.
Nice touch from Leatua there. Tasmania playing that tight one-on-one game. Wise holding nicely. Good touch from Murfitt. And a nice quick refeed there to Gillespie at the post. Queensland finding that goaler-to-goaler option very easily during the game.
They certainly are,
really
Riley.
getting the ball nice and close to post before they put a shot up.
Yeah. Credit to Tasmania and Murfitt. Obviously still slogging it out in that defensive end.
Yes.
However, the current working structure with the goal attack and goal shooter seem to be too dominant in that area.
Absolutely.
Great drive there through the centre
Certainly.
court there by Queensland.
Certainly.
There's no hesitation there with their passes.
No. No, there isn't. Gillespie picks up the crumbs of a Wise fumble and converts.
And that effort is rewarded with the goal.
A very crisp passage of play from the centre pass there. Queensland converting. Great pressure there from the Queensland side. And a carry on again. Tasmania continuing to get pulled up for that carry on stepping call. Landing on the same foot as the grounded one, not taking the ball in the air.
Yeah, they're only disadvantaging themselves there, Riley, with basic errors
Absolutely.
that are causing Queensland to run away with the game.
That's it. So I believe the focus of it is that the players are trying to gain as much ground as possible with a long last step. But obviously, if you are taking this step incorrectly, you're just losing possession.
Absolutely.
And Gillespie makes them pay for it. Queensland extending their lead 30-14. A nice ball over the top to Gillespie.
Now, Riley, I believe some of these players within Tasmania are actually under the age of 18. We've got a number of players that are actually under 18.
Yes.
I believe the goalkeeper there at Chapel.
Yes, Kyle Chappell.
He is definitely doing a great job for such a young fella coming into the world of netball.
Absolutely. It's unfortunate that the opportunity is not being provided for him to participate at junior level. But it's great to see him out there either way, and hopefully some more participation in Tasmania will result in having a junior team for them.
Yeah, that would certainly be great for Tasmania to sort of commence maybe like an M-League type structure that they've got in Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland.
Absolutely. Queensland, Gillespie with the screen. A nice read there from Murfitt, and Murfitt draws the contact, I believe. It was a great chase there. It's a very nice defensive read there, a nice outside arm, and resulted in the turnover. Tasmania getting over the first part of that zone there very quickly.
Definitely. Murfitt is definitely one of the stronger members within the Tasmanian team.
Absolutely. Oh, and a bit of a push-off there from Maxwell, but Williamson, unfortunately, in his space, gets the contact penalty.
It's always interesting when players get a bit fiery there, Riley, isn't it?
Absolutely. So particularly with the offensive player moving the ball forward, you never know which way it's going to go. And I'll say some umpires do like to call the offensive contact. The crowd always loves an offensive contact.
It's all about the crowd there, Riley. It's all about the crowd.
Absolutely. Keep it interesting. Stubbs to Maxwell. Nice ball around the circle edge to Griggs.
Yeah, that's better working transition.
A lovely piece of play from Tasmania there.
Let's hope they can convert.
And it appears that Williamson has received a warning for intimidation, just coming much too close and actually putting his hand in the face of the shooter. Joel Dean, who converts this one. Nice little run from Tasmania there.
The inclusion of Leatua, Riley, seems to have shut...
Absolutely, has nullified Campillo somewhat.
Yeah, Campillo down a bit. It's always good to bring those fresh legs on.
Absolutely.
To be able to provide extra defence for those impact players on a team.
Definitely. He's getting close to a lot of balls. He's not quite coming away cleanly just yet, but hopefully we see some more promising signs from Leatua this quarter. Lots of tips. Nice hit on Stubbs. Williamson has and comes up with it. Good chase there from Brian Williamson. Charrington wastes no time, gets the ball down the court and is miles ahead of his player at the top of the circle. Gillespie with a nice strong hold there and a nice dish towards at the post. Queensland finding that goal-to-goal combination again.
Riley just off to the side. The Tasmanian coach has asked all of her bench to start warming up, so potentially there could be some changes here at three-quarter time.
So may even be looking to inject some players into the game now. Queensland again finding it easy to get to the post. Unfortunately, oh no, good chase from Wise there. And Charrington crashes it and actually gets first to the ball. It's exceptionally fast there. And Wise should make no mistake and doesn't.
Yeah, Queensland certainly taking control of this match right now.
Certainly. That's it. Appears Queensland have called the time, but Tasmania are also making some changes. And bibs everywhere. We're going to have a hard time keeping up with this.
We certainly are, Riley. We certainly are.
It appears Jonathan Jagger going to centre for Queensland. Mason Charrington moving back to wing attack. And Patrick Griffin joins the game at wing defence. And for Tasmania, Shane Free joining the game at goal attack.
Tasmania are having great sort of areas of play, but unfortunately they're not converting.
No, that is fundamental in the end. You've got to make sure that you put those goals on the board.
Goals win games, Riley. Goals win games.
That they do, Megan. And Wise found again under the post. An easy score. And Taylor Smithhurst back in the game at centre with Griggs moving back to wing attack for the Tasmania Titans. Wise taking a mid-range shot there and stepping in, but again makes no mistake. Been rock solid under the post today, Joel Wise.
He certainly has.
Been finding him very easily.
Tasmania still struggling to get through this zone. They haven't quite exactly worked out how to do it, and that's something they can certainly work on in the future.
Absolutely. Charrington almost found out with a step on there and a fumble. Looks like time held just for a towel to wipe down the court.
Speaking of the courts, Riley, this is actually the first time netball's been played in this brand new venue that they're looking at using for the Commonwealth Games in 2018.
So it's a fantastic opportunity for men's and mixed netball. So to showcase on a world-class stadium floor.
Absolutely.
Saying in that Queensland zone. And a misfeed. Oh, a nice block there from Leah Tua.
Yeah, that zone, they're doing it extremely well.
That's it. But also, Tasmania aren't quite in sync with each other yet, and they're actually not passing that ball into the space their players heading in.
No.
And as a result, Queensland aren't taking a lot of clean intercepts, but just sort of picking the ball up, per se.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, Wise from significant distance. Nice offload to Gillespie. Touched by Murfitt.
Murfitt is working definitely very hard in that goal circle.
Both Murfitt and Chappell grinding and grinding and grinding. And she's called time. Leah Tua warned for repeated obstruction, I believe. Persistent obstructions. Gillespie turns and goals. Queensland building that lead, 38-16 at the moment, and the centre pass. And a break from Williamson. It's a fundamental error, coach's nightmare. You don't want to break on your own centre pass.
Certainly not. Basic errors, basic errors.
And another misfeed from Tasmania off the circle.
Like they always say, the third quarter's the winning quarter there, Riley.
That's
So
it, the
Queensland certainly is
premiership
stepping
quarter.
this up into the next level to finish this game off.
That's it. What's exciting for Queensland is that they're taking it up another gear with players that have started on the bench. So it just goes to show that they can put a lot of different combinations out there and still have an excellent passage of play, an excellent quarter.
Absolutely, and that flexibility is vital for any good coach.
Absolutely. And come finals, it's a fantastic opportunity. If something's not working, it's very easy to change it up when you know you've got 12 capable players.
Yep.
Charrington with a refeed, then a misfeed. Not quite chased up by Jagger there.
Unfortunately, just trying to be a little bit too fancy, a little bit too quick.
That's right. Oh, a little collision there from Jagger and Chappell. Shake it off. Oh,
as you can see, the zone.
Oh, no, nice read there from Patrick Griffin with an intercept.
Oh, nice try there by Chappell.
Absolutely, and comes up with possession. And a 1-2 becomes a 1-2-3-4-5-6 there for Tasmania, but it's proven effective. Nice touch from Griffin, drawing the offside though. We've got Shane Free with possession here. Dean under the post, converts. That ends quite a long scoreless period for Tasmania there.
It was definitely a long scoreless period for Tasmania. Yeah.
And a wing defence break. Again.
Continuing to make basic errors.
Coach's nightmare. Little kick of the ball there. Not acknowledged by our officials, but that persistent obstruction again just becoming evident. Murphy with the contact. Gillespie picks it up. Gillespie from mid-range. Nice dish to Wise with that grounded foot at the post.
Unfortunately, the knock of the post.
That's right. Very interesting. And an out of court from Murphy. Means Queensland will get another opportunity here. Jagger holding nicely at the circle edge. Gillespie. There we go.
So what part of the court do you like to play in, Riley?
I generally play mid-court, centre wing defence.
So if you ever played mixed, we'll be up against each other one day.
That's it. I'll be looking out for you. Not for a while yet. There's been some really nice passages of play. Noticeably, Mason Charrington, I think, has been a great primary ball carrier for Queensland, both at wing attack and at centre.
Absolutely.
I think he's put on a great display today.
Yeah, your centre court players are certainly your controlling players in that mid-court that transition it from defence end through to attack.
Absolutely. Queensland have been doing it beautifully. And Free looking for the refeed there. Nice mid to long range shot. No conversion though. And a Queensland throw in. Jagger in the centre. And a nice second phase there from Griffin. Charrington pushing the ball very wide. Great balance there from Jagger. And Gillespie with a sneaky 1-2 from Wise there. The nice goal. Queensland now up by 23 goals, 40-17.
However, they can't be complacent from this point, right? This is an opportunity for them to develop some combos and sort of really work on player combinations and working together as a team, because in the future, over the next couple of days, they'll coming up against obviously those harder competitions like New South Wales and Victoria.
Absolutely. And in third position, I say a nice big win really sends a message to your opposition and says, look what we can do. As I say, New South and Victoria will both be very aware that Queensland's playing, and they'll be very interested to see the result of this game.
Yeah, definitely agreed there, Riley.
A great quarter there from Queensland, flexing their muscles. They're now ahead 40 goals to 17. welcome back to the final quarter of the men's reserve game between Queensland Suns and Tasmania Titans. Queensland holding a commanding lead, 40-17. I'm joined by Megan Walker, captain of the ADF mixed netball team. Megan, what do you think of the display so far?
Riley, to be honest, obviously the display from Queensland is up to the level which we need to be playing at. Tasmania's obviously struggling, and like we mentioned earlier, they're struggling due to the fact that they don't have a lot of exposure down in Tasmania for men's and mixed netball for that matter. A lot of it is focused to the state league of the women's. So for Tasmania to come away and represent and put in a solid effort in this game is commendable.
Absolutely.
To be honest. But yeah, Queensland's obviously overpowering. They're stepping up now. Coming into the final quarter, they should be working on their combinations and coming together to proceed into the finals later on in the week.
Certainly. Saying that experience is definitely showing for Queensland out on court, nice and level-headed. I need to mention I did make an error in the first or second quarter about our timing regime. So on your screens you'll be seeing a timer that counts down from 15 to 0 with no stops for stoppages. So in future games we will endeavour to have a timer running to make sure that our live streamers are kept up to date with exactly how much time's left. So particularly in crunch games such as finals, we want to be up to date with how long's left. Could come down to a matter of seconds. Queensland are just making the one change in the final quarter. Darren Gillespie, who was injected with great effect to goal attack, will be heading back to shooter and swapping with Joel Wise at goal attack.
Yeah, again, it's very good for a coach to have so much flexibility with his shooters to be able to have different combinations on throughout the game.
That's it. And we are seeing the Queensland coach trying multiple combinations. I think all four goalers have combined very effectively so far today. Tasmania as well has managed to put 10 of their players out on court too.
Tasmania is actually making a very different decision here. They're moving Murphy from goal defence into centre to see if he can control that centre court and the channeling and the transition from attack to defence. From defence to attack.
Certainly. So Murphy's drive will hopefully lead to a positive result there for Tasmania.
Fingers crossed. And with Murphy moving into centre, that allows for Maxwell to go back into goalkeeper for Tasmania.
So Kyle Chappell getting a run out at goal defence. So the youngster has pace to burn, so hopefully we can see some nice interception play from him.
There are games I play, Riley, and I wish I was still young.
Absolutely, and you find young legs tire much less quickly too. Charrington with the step on there. Jagger to Wise. And Wise controlling the front space there. Some nice defence from Chappell. Unfortunately comes away with the contact penalty. Gillespie scores. Queensland extending their lead to 24 goals.
Oh, nice.
Great contest there from Griffin.
Griffin's another one of those versatile players for Queensland that can both play at wing defence and goalkeeper. Has great elevation and can control the match. I've seen him play at centre previously before this.
Absolutely. Good little X-factor player. Step. Griffin just a little late to get that grounded foot off the ground before taking the ball. And a quick 3 seconds there results in an immediate turnover back to Queensland.
What about you, Riley? What do you think Tasmania needs to work on from this point going into the rest of the games for the rest of the week?
I'll say for the rest of the week, I think Tasmania just need to work on maintaining focus. I think a lot of the time they're getting a lot of turnover ball courtesy of Murphy and Chappell in particular, actually getting a lot of rebounds. Working transition out of defence is really important to them and not allowing Queensland or other teams to set up a zone on them. I think making sure they capitalise on that is a real fundamental for them. And I think you'll find the more games they play, the better they'll get at it.
Yeah, as they get more experience over the years, as they continue to come and participate in this wonderful carnival, they will certainly grow to be a strong team.
Certainly, and that's where you see the teams that are the benchmark in Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland have well-established players who've been playing the game for years and years. Their reserve teams are just wonderfully level-headed, and it's great netball to watch too.
Absolutely. I'm very glad to be a part of the new development and new pathway that the Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Association are going down. And live streaming is obviously the first stage of that. So extremely excited to be a part of it.
It's great for the sport to have a public forum, particularly online. And so online is the big creator of change, especially positive change. So we want to make sure that we get on the bandwagon there and get as many people watching as we can. We're also on Twitter at AMNA Men's Mixed and Instagram under the link at Australian Men's Netball. So be sure to check those out when you get a chance. And a stepping call for Tasmania. Yet another turnover. Queensland having no trouble getting the ball through the centre third there. Big cross-court ball from Gillespie to Charrington. Both Jagger and Charrington comfortably finding space at the top of the circle there.
Yeah, and working well together as a pair, the centre wing attack. Coming off and resetting if the shooters are ever stuck.
Absolutely. It's been some great linking plays from Queensland throughout this game. Oh, and too many fumbles there from Charrington. Leatua wastes no time, but Griggs stepping. Touch from Murfitt. And that'll be a Tasmania throw in. The game just getting a little bit rushed now. Someone needs to take control of the pace here. Oh, and a fundamental one again over the third. I say Leatua there just not making sure that both his feet were in the goal there when he took that ball. A step from Charrington. So just error after error at the moment. Can Tasmania slow things down and take control? Nice touch there from Williamson. Griffin narrow missing. Oh, and a replay call on Griggs. So Kapara White looking for options. There was some better man-on-man pressure from Tasmania there. Queensland just getting a little bit complacent and not actually meeting the ball.
Yeah, and that's what a coach doesn't want to see, complacency, especially when you're winning quite convincingly. This is an opportunity for them to actually really work on bettering themselves and bettering themselves as a team.
Really good time to flex your muscles and show what you're capable of.
Just a point to note, Riley, for those that actually are at home that are interested in playing for men's and mixed netball, make sure you jump onto the Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Association website and try and find all the contact details for each state representative, especially for those in young country towns in Tasmania that I know don't have the same exposure to netball like Queensland do.
Absolutely. And it'd be great to see a Tasmanian junior team in our tournament next year.
That would be fantastic, actually.
So we have been lucky to have the recent injection of WA in South Australia at the under-23 level. So it'd be great and even greater to get more numbers there.
And hasn't ACT just recently come back into the fold as well?
The ACT has just brought an under-17 to this year's Nationals, which is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
And the quality of the players in under-17s and even under-21s for that matter is exceptional.
Absolutely. And
absolutely exceptional.
More and more we are seeing it, boys are being introduced to netball at an earlier age, so they're mastering the fundamental rules. I think previously netball's attracted athletes that have then been shaped into netballers, but more and more we're shaping our juniors, and it's resulting into need a netball at an earlier age.
Most definitely, and those programs such as Net Set Go at a really young age for young kids, both for young boys and girls, is fantastic a platform to get them started.
That's right. Queensland coming up with the ball yet again. And a nice draw there from Jagger, finds Gillespie out. And a nice conversion. Nice feed to Wise there at the post.
Tassie feeling a little bit depleted here.
Yes, absolutely.
Starting to make more basic errors. Ooh, hop. Hop just there,
Yes.
and a change over to Queensland.
Williamson to Jagger. Sharrington. Just stepping on again. Queensland getting a little bit cocky with that step on. Just not going through the process quite as well as they have in previous quarters. So Kapara White looking to call a timeout behind play, possibly for some substitutions. And again, multiple bib changes here.
Yeah,
So
I think the coach is allowing, obviously, those bench players to come on now that they're sitting very well, comfortably ahead of Tasmania.
Joshua
allowing
Logan back in the game.
Allowing different combinations to work.
Certainly. Griffin moving back to goal defence. And Davidson and Campillo both coming on at centre and wing attack, respectively. Nice touch there from Murfitt. So being that injection that we thought Tasmania were looking for in the centre.
Absolutely. Murfitt definitely has been their strongest player on Tassie during this game.
Far and away. Far and away.
Oh, good backup by Murfitt there.
Certainly. Draws the contact from Logan outside the circle. Provides a nice 2-on-1. Free for mid-range. Borks. Good touch from Griffin. Just a tad too close. Free offloads. And a score by Dean. Tasmania hitting 20 goals. Nice pass to Wise at the post. Fumbles though. Dishes to Gillespie. And a score. Murfitt hurrying back to the centre. Griggs. Ambitious pass. Questionable footwork there from Dean at shooter, but Tasmania throwing in the corner.
So Riley, who do you feel that may sort of be awarded the player of the match in this game?
It is tough to award. Queensland making so many rotations and nearly all players having a rest at some point. For me, I think it's hard to look past Joel Wise. I think he's got a lot of ball and he's not only shot a lot of goals and provided a lot of volume for Queensland, but has also worked for the other goaler and provided some nice 1-2s to find the other goaler at post, whoever that may be.
Definitely agree with that. Wise has at no stage has Wise been transitioned off the court and then come back on through the coach. And it does make it extremely hard for the umpires to give a man of the match when coaches do that to their players and constantly change them. However, yeah, I definitely agree that Wise has been probably the most outstanding on the court for Queensland. However, there are a number of good players within Queensland that'll set them up for the coming into the finals. I'm very excited for them.
Absolutely. So very exciting to see what this Queensland can do. Queensland team can do. And another goal.
Also have a bit of a soft spot for Queensland there, Riley. I've been living in Queensland for the last 6 years and just recently moved down to the Capital Territory.
Yes.
So I hope to see them go well leading into the finals.
Absolutely. It's a lovely place to live, the Sunshine State, and they'd be used to this sort of climate as well.
Certainly is. It's good to be home for a week, Riley. Definitely good to be home.
I can understand that. So also, we can't underestimate the power of a home crowd advantage, particularly in finals time. So hopefully Queensland have a nice supporter base that come and get down here for finals.
Yes, definitely. I hope with the inclusion of Tasmania over the last, I think they were here last year, is that correct, Riley?
Correct.
Yeah, the inclusion of Tasmania will certainly hope develop their male players down in Tasmania. I know they've got a fantastic women's state league down there.
Yes.
Now that obviously men's have now starting to participate at AMNA, they can get one of those up and running as well.
That would be fantastic. And And Gillespie makes no mistake, keeping that lead at 30 goals for Queensland.
Another solid performer, Riley, has been the Queensland wing attack.
Campillo.
Campillo
Yes.
definitely has been quite consistent throughout the game.
Absolutely.
With those strong drives and feeds into the shooters.
Yes, so easy to be a little bit unassuming when someone's a bit on the shorter side, but Campillo's proven very dangerous, finding lots of ball in the goal third. Griffin with the refeed. Griggs going for the screen there. Always a bit risky, trying to screen some landing space. And Gillespie to Wise. Again, that goal combo proving very effective for Queensland. Chappell with the rebound. Finds Murphy in the midcourt. Just stopping time for yet another tower wipe down of the court.
It is quite warm out there on the court,
That's
Riley.
When you've got 14 very, very sweaty bodies running around, so it doesn't help things.
And with that in mind, the ball, to note, also gets extremely slippery.
Absolutely. You're looking to finish this game on a high and keep converting. And a nice touch from Griffin.
Griffin's working, like I said before, Griffin, I've seen him play at wing defence, goal defence, and he's a very hard worker on the court.
Absolutely. So it's showing Tasmania taking a long time there, but eventually coming up with the goods.
I think it's been good for Chappell to come out into that goal defence role
Absolutely.
and give him a little bit of freedom to run the ball up and assist.
Absolutely, and we've seen some nice strong drives from him, punching down the court and getting that ball on the transverse line and allowing the attackers to actually set up well in their goal third. Campillo to Gillespie. Shot comes short, but Wisey picks it up. And another score for Queensland.
Definitely very consistent with his shooting there, Wise.
Absolutely.
Throughout the game.
But he's also doing the work to find the ball at the post, so full credit. And a stepping call on Davidson in the centre circle. Murphy taking it. Free looking in.
Oh, unfortunately
And
another step.
That's right. And that is full time for us, with Queensland Suns running out on top, 53-23 over the Tasmania Titans.
It's been a great game, Riley, and I've enjoyed commentating with you. However, I now have to go and get ready for my match. Absolutely.
Well, good luck to you, Megan. Thank you. And remember to stay tuned on our live streaming at www.ammna.com.au. Thanks very much.